So we look at the MAC. We're about a month away from the.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the MAC tournament.
The MAC tournament really
Can't
should
wait.
be. They've already started selling tickets. We know, obviously, Buffalo comes in with a little bit of a target, but Buffalo's got their sights set on Bowling Green, which is actually the #1 team in the conference right now because they've beaten Buffalo.
Now, who are the top 4 teams right now?
Oh, man. Right now?
This week?
Going into the week.
Yes.
Starting the week, because as we know in the MAC, it changes game to game. Going into the week, #1 is Bowling Green. And they were picked to finish last. Although I've argued all along, actually for the last year and a half.
You didn't pick them last, did you?
I may have picked them last. Okay. I got to go back and check. But their talent level is not last place talent. They've just been a team that struggled until now to put it all together.
Right.
And now they have. And then second, you got Buffalo. But so that's 1 and 2. Number 3 is Toledo.
Is that a surprise there?
No. Toledo was projected to be one of the top four teams in the league, and that's kind of held up. But now you got a tie for 4th place. Again, this is going into the week with the 2 local teams, Akron,
Northeastern Ohio,
Akron and Kent State, which, by the way, play each other on Friday. So that should be. I mean, that game stands alone.
Yes, you'll be there.
That game stands alone just for its local interest. But it's going to be really, really special because Toledo and Buffalo and Bowling Green are starting to separate themselves a little bit. So the loser of this game kind of not only falls out of a tie for 4th place because the top 4 teams get the bye to the MAC tournament, they also kind of fall out of touch with the leaders. Which now you start subtracting games every week instead of, because it's second tour of play. So that becomes interesting. But the big thing, I mean, speaking of the game itself, Akron has a really stingy defense. One of the top 15 defenses in the country. They're only allowing 60.
Go to the notes.
That's right. Go to the notes. 62.3 points a game, which, like I say, is number 14 in the country. Kent State, on the other hand, is giving up 73 points a game. So that's, they got some work to do there. And but the other challenge, and I don't have the hard numbers in front of me, but the other challenge is, while Akron's defense is strong, their offense has kind of been fits and starts a little bit, as has Kent's. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's the first of 2. That's the point.
Yeah, before we leave, I want to, before we fade to black, if I say, Bowling Green picked last.
Right.
They're in 1st place.
Right.
Now, the coach, I want to say hot seat, but not hot seat of getting fired. How close could he be on leaving because of the good job he's doing?
Well, that's always something you have to, the flavor of the day in college basketball, so to speak. That's something you always have to be cognizant of. I mean, last year, Coach Oates at Buffalo was one of the hot tickets. We've seen it, before with the, at OU when John Gross was plucked out of OU and went to Indiana. We've seen it with Keith Dambrot when he left to go to Duquesne. We've seen it several times at Kent State over the years when they've had head coaches that have been plucked to go other places. So it is something to be wary of. It'll be interesting to see. He's a Bowling Green guy, Michael Huger, so that I'm sure that'll have some staying power. But he's also an East Coast guy and also has some Southern ties down in Florida.
And he's also a green guy.
Yeah, well, they're all the green guys. They're all the green guys. So you gotta, and that's always an issue too. But that's something for March and April. Right now, they're riding pretty high, and they're one of the better teams in the conference.